Orb presents Sphinx Rising.
This is Gary Butterfield.
This is Cole Ross.
And goodbye, Sphinx.
It's everything I can do, not just to do the Cobra Commander voice, because it's such a fun voice.
I hope you don't. It's a really unpleasant voice. Even in the episode, I find this a little bit hard to listen to. A little bit, even though I understand,
Yeah,
gotta have that Starscream voice.
Yeah. We're talking about this episode written by Doc Hammer, originally aired on June 16th of 2013. We're closing the book on... go ahead. Yeah.
Sorry, before you get into that I want to make a programming note.
Okay.
A bit. Might not have any guest on season 5.
Okay.
Turns out a lot of people drop off the Venture Brothers.
They do.
Not everyone, but I don't want to just have the same guest over and over.
Right.
And I keep asking people what their favorite episode of season 5 is, and there's a lot of no comments, or I haven't really watched that far.
Right.
So, and if you're listening, it's like, Gwen, Zach Hanlon, I know you folk have watched this far into it. I'm just also trying to find new people.
Yeah.
And not having any luck.
Yep. So we soldier on.
So, yeah, we soldier on. Don't it's not an official policy change. It's me asking people and being like, it turns out I don't have a favorite episode of season 5.
Yeah.
And it's,
it's a long time for a show to go. Yeah. Yeah. This Doc Hammer episode originally aired June 16th, 2013. And this closes the book on Sphinx by showing us how Henchman 21 mismanages it.
Yeah. I have that part of the story I have mixed feelings about. I think this episode actually has more good jokes than I remember.
Yes.
In it, the jokes in this episode are actually really good. It doesn't. I don't mind Sphinx going away. I don't like 21's arc ending.
I mean, it's kind of a classic. It's kind of a classic blunder in this, where where 2021 is acting way more dumb than he should be in this.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a real problem. It feels like a misuse of the character.
And they talk about how this was always the plan for him, and it is a show about failure. I get all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just, one, I want there to be a little consistency whether 21 is hyper competent.
Yes.
Or not. And then 2, I think it is more interesting for him to decide he's a good guy. This is the first steps of putting him back under the thrall of the Monarch, which always bummed me out.
Yes.
The jokes in this episode are actually better than I remember. This is a pretty funny episode of this show.
Oh yeah. Especially Hank in the suit.
Yeah. Yeah. Hank's incredible in this. A lot of real good jokes. So we get our original Sphinx, went back, died in the Pyramid Wars. Sphinx Commander, who's Jackson Public doing a Cobra Commander voice. Diamond Backdraft, who's an animation actor named Larry Murphy. Yep. He's kind of playing a fire/snake themed G.I. Joe villain.
They don't give him a lot of especially fun things, which is a bit of a waste because Larry Murphy's hilarious. He's the guy who voices Teddy on Bob's Burgers. Yeah, he just kind of doesn't get enough here, and he kind of shrinks in comparison. Well, to Sphinx Commander's yelling, but also just Tim Meadows being Tim Meadows playing Windsong.
God, I love Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows is so good.
Windsong is like a Storm Shadow character.
Yeah.
From G.I. Joe, the ninja character. And just, his deliveries are so good. He's going to get the diarrhea. It's a chapstick. The way his cadence is so good.
He is one of the best straight men, I think.
He's incredible.
I'll
tell you, but you ain't gonna like it. The way he delivers every line is so goddamn good.
Perpetually underrated Tim Meadows is, and it sucks that the one big movie that he had, the chance that he had to be a comedic leading man, was as the ladies' man or whatever.
Yeah. They should have made a movie out of perspectives.
They should have. Honestly, yeah.
Incredible.
Dynamite. Baseball feature.
Just it continues to be 4:54 in the a.m. I like that he just ends up being the funniest person in the really weird subgenre of movies that is Walk Hard and Pop Star.
Yep.
Two of my favorite dumb comedies.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking good in both of them.
It's called marijuana. You smoke it, and it makes you feel really good. Or are there side effects?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Don't
I
do
don't want
this.
to get addicted. It's not addictive.
You don't want any of this.
It makes sex better. The part in Pop Star, which like I could basically watch that movie whenever. Like
I still haven't seen it, despite your recommendation. I know, yeah,
man, yeah. If you like Tim Meadows, you gotta see Pop Star. There's a stand-in for Tyler the Creator.
Okay.
In it called like Hungry the Hunter or something like that. Hunter the Hungry. And he's there's one, it's very funny watching all the white people react to him, like kind of scared. But there's a part where Tim Meadows turns against him and he's just like, "Youngblood, I will eat your head." And it's really fucking good. It's great Tim Meadows stuff. I love that man.
Oh man. Is this pop star Never Stop, Never Stopping, Andy Samberg?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. It delightful.
Okay.
It is a delightful film. Very, very funny.
I will eat your head.
I will eat your head. The first scene where they all start talking to him, he's like, "Maybe I'm joking. Maybe I'm not." He's got the eyes and the whole crew of white people, but like, I don't know if I should be scared or laughing. It's so well observed.
Yep.
Like if you put me in a room with Tyler the Creator, like I would not know what to do.
No.
You know, like I understand he's just a guy, but there's an unpredictable energy to that man. You know, it wouldn't be that different than being in a room with a bear for me.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure.
Tyler Man by Werner Herzog.
Oh God. Yeah, I need to watch that. I put it on my just watch list. Yeah. So, but yeah, we see this original crew. They come back and they take over New Sphinx and get it up to Old Sphinx stuff. We also get I didn't realize how early they started seeding this. Some tantalizing information about the Monarch's past with the Venture family. Yeah,
it's very it's the most important thing that happens in the episode, in the long term, and it's very early.
Yeah,
and they even say like in the commentary, they're like, you're not gonna find out about that for a while,
right?
It's a long while. So this is the first episode Doc wrote for the season. They're getting rid of Sphinx so they can move action back to the OSI.
Yeah.
And we don't get very much in the commentary. It's a lot of Titanic.
Yeah. So just an anecdote, finishing an anecdote that he started at the end of the previous one. And they, I think Doc says, "Oh, that line is a reference to The Cure." And then they just start talking about The Cure. I was mostly fine with that because Jackson agrees with me that Just Like Heaven is a perfect pop song.
Yeah, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Him not wanting to be into The Cure or the Smiths because he thought they were too soft and then realizing they're really good is relatable.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the Cure has a bunch of pretty boring goth shit as well.
No, of course.
But when they're in pop mode, they're really good.
Yeah.
So useless commentary. I think that like when we end up finishing the show, boy, the amount of actual useful nuggets from the commentary are probably going to end up being like 6.
Probably, yeah.
For the whole thing. Like
I'm pretty
kind of fun.
Yeah, it's like a podcast. Yeah,
yeah. It's kind of like listening to kind of a podcast. Like, yeah, they're not very good commentaries.
Yeah, I'm happy that I have stopped like sitting down and rewatching the episode with the commentary on, and moved over to kind of listening to it because I know what they're talking about. Yeah.
We start off with Henchman 21 doing a mission here, flying onto a highway in a suit, attacking this semi-truck, being used by this great villain that we don't get more of, Long Division.
I love Long Division.
I love Long Division and Short Division. That's so good for a throwaway like tick villain. It's kind of thing. The mask with the dividing symbol.
I love the costume. I love that like skin suit that they wear.
Yeah, really good. He crashes in the truck, kills a guy, and throws him into the kid, Short Division. And he's about to fight the other two henchmen, but it turns out this is Brock and Shore leave undercover.
Yes. Yeah. 21 blew their whole operation. Short Division is the only person who knows where Long Division is, and he's dead.
Yeah. Or not Short Division. They killed him with the other henchman who knew.
Yeah.
You killed the one guy who knew with the other guy who knew.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And they say like, oh, that guy sucked anyway. He smokes 2 packs a day and shoots people for cussing.
Yeah. Like he was an asshole. Short division.
Yeah.
They're like, they're laying into him because he fucked up the operation.
Yeah.
And he's like, is that my crossbow? He's like, I like it. It makes you feel like a Wookiee. And Brock takes his crossbow back.
It's weird.
The idea is 21 is being Sphinx, but he's bad at it.
Yeah, yeah, and he kind of, you're fighting crime that we're already fighting, I think is what they say.
Yes.
So, like, just this can't be. I think it's weird that Brock has a favorite crossbow.
I've never seen him use one. He doesn't like guns,
So we get the credit sequence here, and then we cut over to Rusty complaining that Hank is eating all of the good cereal.
Oh, those cereal packs, like they get those varietal packs.
Mm-hmm.
Which are very funny.
Yeah, it's a terrible way to buy cereal because you're just going to have a bunch of cereal you don't like left over at the end.
Yeah. Like you look at it and you're like, corn pops. you can just buy a bag of corn pops, man.
If you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can just find the cereal that you like and buy it in bulk like an adult. Rusty.
Yeah. Or move on from cereal, Rusty.
Well, true.
Rust.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta get some protein, Rust. Dean is sulking in this. We get a little bit of movement on that plot, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
The Cocoon shows up at the compound. He's like, oh, look, 21 has it. And he's like, oh, it's sad that the former henchman I hired is a buddy bodyguard than the next villain I hired. But they're both out there.
Yeah.
21 and Hatred. One thing that bothers me about this episode is they do the cutting between two scenes, finishing each other's sentences things. Yeah. Not once, not twice, but thrice. It's the post-credit scene as well.
Yeah, they're doing the cross cut kind of parallel action. It feels like they're borrowing structure from Archer. Like it works.
Yeah.
Like I like 21 like guessing what's coming up. It's like, oh yeah, that's a look at my new thing approach. He probably has like, I don't know, some acid or a magnet, and then it cuts over and Monarch says, "Ready the acid magnets."
That's very funny. He only does lasers and fire at night. Like good details.
Yeah.
There. 21 points out the power coupling so Hatred can shoot it and disable the weapon. He's like, well, he's going to have to save face. He's going to have to do something. He's probably going to do something stupid like, and then cut to Monarch jettisoning the lunchroom.
Yep.
And they just drop all this furniture on the lawn, which is very funny.
Fly away. And 21's like, oh, is today Wednesday? Let's go get those hot wings from the chafing dishes.
All the ones that have dirt and stuff because they are tangy. Very cute. I like it the first time they do it. I think the second time with the OSI stuff is a little annoying to me.
Yeah. When it's
feels like stunt writing.
The speech to the new recruits. Yeah, it doesn't.
The patent.
It doesn't move anything really. Yeah. So we see our old slob here. This is Diamond Backdraft. Yes, yeah. out of his costume, looking just like David Crosby. And he's talking on the phone. He's reading out this personal ad that he found on Guild List, looking for talent for Sphinx. Reading this out. He's on the phone talking with another middle-aged guy. This is Winsong. It's Tim Meadows. It's like, this ad. It's Sphinx. It's our old crew.
Yep. And this is where he's talking to his wife about the dog eating a chapstick. It's not a Tootsie Roll. It's a chapstick. He's going to get the diarrhea.
I've had that same chapstick for 5 years. He's going to get the diarrhea.
I love it. Going to get the diarrhea. Hank is talking to 21.
Yes.
Because he wants to join Sphinx as well, trying to give him feedback on his ad.
Yeah.
And he says this is his date with Destiny, starting the misunderstanding here of Rusty thinking Hank has found a girlfriend with a stripper name.
Yep.
Destiny.
He's going to be having dangerous sex with a trollop with "Pray for Us Sinners" tattooed across her forehead. He's like, Hank's not ready for a Destiny. It's a Pam or a Pamela. And then Hatred's like, or a Pammy. He's not ready for a Pammy.
Good God, he's not ready for a damn Pammy.
just the unspoken like calculus that goes into like what a woman's name says about them.
No one's ever met a Pammy.
No.
And then I love Hatred just being like, or a Pammy. Like just kind of
just trying to help. Game.
Yeah. This is where he also tries to tax Dean with a hug on his way out.
Yeah.
It's a good Hatred episode. This is kind of a sweet Hatred episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just wants to help. He wants to connect with the boys.
Yeah. Sphinx Commander is on this three-way call, stalking his ex-girlfriend, the Countess, who is based on the Baroness, the weirdly sexy G.I. Joe lady.
Mm-hmm.
The G.I. Joe villains, like Cobra, was all full of guys with metal heads and like weird Chris Angel looking dudes, ironically, since she's having sex with the guy who looks like Chris Angel. And then for some reason, there's a dominatrix queen from the end of Battletoads.
Yeah, it's one of those things
in G.I. Joe.
That probably informed a lot of people, and they're like what was awakened in them as kids when all of the when all of the villains, like, to show them being bad, it actually just exposed people to like dom gear.
S&M.
Yeah,
between Catwoman, Dark Phoenix, and the Baroness, like Jesus Christ,
didn't stand a chance. Yeah.
Wowie zowie. You know.
Oh man. But he's talking on the phone, but he's waking up the whole neighborhood because he's screaming. He's doing the Cobra Commander voice, which, since you have asked, I will not attempt to do. I will not blow out the levels.
Appreciate it. I think it's unpleasant personally. He's just talking, like the whole neighborhood can hear you screaming. It's because that voice is a real, like, acrid screech. So they're all going to join. Yeah. The Monarch is wearing one of those super realistic face masks here. This is where he says it's smooth and feels like skin, quoting a Cure song, Kyoto song. Mm-hmm. And seeing the ad, Sphinx, no drama free, 420 friendly, only in your off time. All these things are very funny to there. Yeah. And he's just looking for things to joke with. I like this little observed thing. He's just joking with Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch.
Yeah. Just looking on Craig's house for stuff to poke fun at. Yeah.
It reminded me of back in the day, and this was kind of mean. It's not the kind of thing I would do right now, but 10 years ago or whatever, looking up sex ads when PAX was going on.
Oh yeah.
Was really fun. It was a nonstop parade of dudes just being like, "Hey, we're thinking about having an orgy in this hotel room. Come if you want." And I just imagined like a lot of just the party from The Office where Michael Scott throws the party at the hotel. It's like 1,000 bottles of tequila and it's just him. Those two dudes show up.
Yeah. No, just I think that most everybody has gone and crawled through Craigslist looking for just kind of rubbernecking, I think.
Yeah.
Not that I think I'm better than any of them, but people write very funny stuff. I do the same thing looking on Facebook dating, not using it to look for dates. I'm just, it's like, these are people who live near me. That's really funny.
Yeah. So sometimes it's funny. Yeah. The Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch is like, "Oh, don't you think that sounds like 21?
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird. I don't think it sounds particularly like 21.
No.
And she walks out. They're in disguise. Like, he's in this disguise. She comes out. She's dressed like Zach Galifianakis, which I got that in my head. I was gummy to the gills before bed.
Of course.
One of these nights. No, I mean, it's not all the time.
No.
That's how it happened to be. And I kept, I was making myself laugh thinking about Zach Galifianakulons as like just a plural noun.
He just reaches up and parts his beard, and there's a button under his chin that he presses, and then just a bunch of pods land near him. Yeah.
He just buds another Zach Galifianakis.
He just cuts off a little bit of his hair, and then a new one grows from him, like Tommy.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is the idea. They're going to use these disguises.
Yeah.
I don't actually love this subplot other than finding the letter either.
Right.
Like, does this like full last for you?
No, it's kind of too much hijinks,
Yeah. It's real weird and Scooby-Dooey.
I don't,
and it just the rest of the episode is so much funnier than the stuff with Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch and the Monarch in this.
Yeah, and like it's kind of funny that the Monarch doesn't actually have any pedestrian clothes, so all that he has is like bachelor party novelty shirts or whatever. Like, that's fine, but like it's not a knee slapper, and I don't know that it's that it rates having time spent on it.
Yeah, all the beaver stuff is not particularly funny to me.
Yeah.
This is where we get our second big crosscut here. 21 talking to new recruits and Hunter. And the joke is the Hunter's real serious. He's doing basically the thing from Patton. Mm-hmm. We're going to shit blood and drink freedom or whatever.
Yeah.
21's is very soft.
Yeah. It's like, I was thinking maybe we'd have lunches on these days and was going to order personal pan pizzas.
Yeah, it's cute, but it goes on for a long time.
Yeah, he's just running a clubhouse is what he's doing. It's a very juvenile idea of how to run an organization like this. The one funny stuff is the one funny thing here. Winsong raises his hand, and 21 says, "Oh, do you have to push a mess?" I like how that has evolved.
Yeah, he's like, "It's for tinkles." I love the declarative Tim Meadows voice. It's for tinkles. So they're choosing their nicknames. Winsong, Diamondback Draft. Sphinx Commander wants to be Sphinx Commander, but he's like, I'm actually the Viceroy. So he's gonna be Daddy Wordlord. Hank chooses Destiny. That's more of a girl from Rock of Love's name.
Yeah.
Sweet Rock of Love reference. Rock of Love hasn't been a thing for quite a while.
That has not had cultural currency. Have we seen, is he in the power suit yet?
No, because he burst through the wall.
He does. Yeah.
Is his first appearance. It's really good. Rock of Love, for people to know. No, it's worth.
No, it's just funny. I know. We've explained much less obscure stuff than that. It's just very funny. I forget that Rock of Love exists.
Nobody listening to this knows who Bret Michaels is.
Lead singer of Poison, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
It was his reality show trying to find wife. So he had a bunch of contestants to try to beat Bret Michaels' Poison wife.
Yeah. And it was VH1 somehow being like sleazier than MTV reality shows.
Yes. Really, really foul stuff. But it was, a lot of women like named Destiny.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Starless.
Yeah. So that does rate explaining. I'm sorry that I laughed. I was just caught off guard by thinking about Rock of Love again.
Yeah, no, it's quite all right.
Yeah.
Dr. Mrs. the Monarch and the Monarch ring the doorbell of the Venture compound, Monarch's wearing his Beaver Inspector shirt. And they say that's their story why they need to access the compound. They're just kind of improv it.
Yeah. And so Rusty just kind of like leads them around because this is big hassle or whatever. Don't want them eating out the struts or whatever with their acidic lactations.
So they bring him in. The joke here, I guess, is just that Rusty's guileless.
Yeah, just completely oblivious. Sure. He doesn't. It is not. He's without guile. And we cut over to Hatred. He does not like this, that 21 is having all these people around. And Hatred says, once a bad guy, always a bad guy, without realizing the irony in that. And we get some double entendre because, Hatred doesn't want Hank involved in this. 21 says, Hank's an adult. He's ready to enter Destiny. Let me show him how. I've done it already.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Yeah.
Even though let him enter Destiny is not...
That's not natural. That's not a thing anybody would say. Yeah.
But what is very funny is he demands to meet Destiny, and then Hank flies through the wall. He actually Kool-Aid Man's through. It's not kicking the door. He busts a big hole in the wall wearing a woman's sexy power armor.
And they make a point of this in the commentary and also in the art book, but just Hank being like again inhabiting the costume, but just not having any hangups about it. Like just it doesn't matter that he's wearing a girl suit. He gets to be super powerful and he gets to look at something hot in the mirror.
It's great.
Yeah.
I also love how they wanted to have him in this for a few episodes.
Well, I mean, would you take it off?
No, I wouldn't either, but it just, it would disrupt the plot too much.
Yep.
But
yeah,
I did really want that. I do love Hank in this episode. 21 does the joke again. He's sad, where does everyone get this gear? Why doesn't anyone tell me this stuff? They've done that joke too many times, I think.
Yeah.
And Tim Meadows says it's in the command hold.
Yeah, you just didn't look.
Please didn't look.
Yeah, and they're all in their old costumes and stuff. So Hunter called Shirley and Brock over, yelling at them for screwing up the lawn division job. Why isn't this Gary guy in a body bag? He also makes a fun joke, like I was going to sell the options to your the movie rights to this mission to like Jim Carrey and I forget who else.
Yeah, it was a screwball.
Yeah, make it into a screwball comedy. Quick Hunter banter is good, but Hunter demands
this is where they actually reveal where he's like, he killed Short Division, and this is where. Shirley was like, the kid was an a-hole, smoked 2 packs a day and shot people who swore.
God, I love Shirley. Yeah. But Hunter demands, hey, you got to stop Gary and the Sphinx nonsense. We can't have them running around doing this to us all the time.
Yeah. Kill him. And they're really hesitant. You know, Brock's like, you remember, you know, the guy who, like, he's trying to stop him from, you know, because he knows him. This rung a little weird for me with Hunter. I could just be wrong about Hunter. Every time he's just like very cavalier about civilian casualties or not caring about characters at all, it always rings weird to me.
Yeah.
And it's happening enough to where maybe I'm just an idiot and he's always been that mercenary. But like him, you know, not caring about saving Billy during that episode, him just being like, yeah, kill that guy who helped us with these things. It just feels weird to me. It doesn't seem like something Hunter would do, but I could be wrong.
I agree with you that it clangs.
Yeah. It's not a huge deal. Like I'm not, you know, taping my theses to the wall over it, but it's just, it clangs a little bit. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So 21 has made workbooks for everybody. Like they're like little kindergarten storybooks. They're bound with yarn.
Yeah. Very cute.
Yeah.
And he's going to order everyone personal pan pizzas. And Diane Backdrop's like, we don't have to do all this stuff. We're old hands. We fought in the Pyramid Wars. And 21's like, oh, you guys are ex-OSI.
Yeah.
You know?
So like, oh, I got some veterans. Neat. Again, at not putting this together.
Yep.
But Windsong, he says, we're going to call forth mighty Cathra, the man-faced dragon who reigns over the heavens. This is the Sphinx mothership that has just been docked beneath the compound, and so it's going to be up and operational. They're going to take the fight to the OSI.
Yeah, and there's a reason behind this later, like why they've come out of retirement and stuff.
Yeah.
We come back to the Beaver subplot. Doctor misses the Monarch, and the Monarch are walking Rusty through the tunnels, making up stuff about beavers. In the commentary docs, like this was 8 pages in the original version, and I don't know why. Yeah, I don't think this is that funny.
No,
personally.
Sometimes you just got to get the poison out. Yeah.
You know, so they're planting bombs, saying they're planting beaver repellents.
Yes. Yeah. I do like the Monarch needling Rusty by calling him Tad.
Yeah. You know? I like those names that have lots of weird little nicknames.
Yep.
Like how if your name is Robert, you can be Robbie, Bob, you know, Bobbert.
Yeah, Bobulon.
Like you can be a lot of the Bobito.
Barbarian.
You can be a lot of things. Or like how Will doesn't like anybody doing anything with his name, but Will is somehow Bill.
Right.
You know? I really like that.
Yeah. It's just one of those things. If you have like a super common name, you wanted to, you know, find a way to differentiate it, or just like not you, but just like naturally it ends up being like, oh yeah, this person's John and this person's Jonathan, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hater goes into Dean's room, you know, and he's like, hey, I need your help. Like I suck at this bodyguard thing. Like, my watch keeps saying there are explosives. You know, you're lighting candles. I can't do this. I can't get Hank to stop having sex with a stripper. And he sees, Dean, he has these cuts on his arm here, and he thinks Dean has been cutting.
Yeah. Do we learn how he got these cuts?
No, I was going to ask you. I thought maybe I missed it, but no, I don't think so.
Yeah. Like he goes to say like, oh, I was just X, Y, or Z, which like would be an excuse that somebody who is self-harming would say. I don't know if it's actually like part of the show that Dean, like I know he's goth and he's going through a really hard time, but like it's strange.
Dean is not guileful enough to lie well.
Right.
Like him saying, no, it was actually this, like that is an unnatural Dean delivery that does not code to me that he was lying.
Yeah.
I think he really did get them somehow, but we don't know how.
Yeah.
It's a bizarre touch in this episode. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, not everything needs to be explained, but that seems like a really important detail to know whether or not Hatred has actually spotted this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
and we're spending time on it. You know?
And I
it's on the plate again, Cutthroat Kitchen Rolls. Like it's on the plate. I'm going to judge it.
I care about my boy. I care about Dean, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I like that move. Like Dean actually kind of brightens up a little bit in this episode, and we're slowly moving back towards a more fun Dean, which I like. They get interrupted when the Sphinx mothership blasts off.
Right.
And Hatred goes to go chase them.
Yeah, he's going to stop this nonsense. He knows something's up. Once some other ships in the air, Sphinx Commander calls 21 an usurper and mutinies, takes over command. It takes them drawing their weapons on him for him to realize that they're old Sphinx guys. And the only thing that saves this is Tim Meadows' line. It was embarrassingly easy to do this.
Yeah, just you were not doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Sphinx Commander starts treating Hank like the Countess, because she used to wear the suit, and it is shapely, like it is a shapely booby suit.
Yeah.
Pretty weird for Sphinx Commander to do this.
Yeah, that's not her. It's just her armor. It's a teenage boy in there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just a teenage boy, but a Hank. He talks like a Hank. Hadra and Dean go through the tunnels. They find with their tracker finding the bomb, and they think that 21 planted the bombs.
Right.
That also didn't make that much sense to me. I don't know why Hatred would think 21 did it. They had him being a little bit suspicious earlier, but like it also felt like asked and answered.
Yes.
That half of the plot is sloppier.
Yeah, but they're taking the explosives down, and he's going to put them out in front of the Sphinx headquarters over there. Just a way to kill both iterations with one post-credit sequence there. Hunter radios Shore Leave and Brock in his jet, saying like, "Hey, Nick's going to Sphinx HQ because Sphinx HQ is coming to OSI HQ. We need to deal with this."
Yeah. We go back to Rusty. Rusty's showing the Monarch family photo albums there. Very funny. It's very cute.
They grow up so fast. Well, when you let them, I mean.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Hatred walks in and says, "Hey, there's an explosive situation, if you know what I mean." Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch knows this is they found the bomb, so she wants to get out of there, but the Monarch is fixated on a picture in the photo album. He keeps it.
Right.
We're going to see that picture later.
So Winsong is guarding 21 and Hank in their prison down in the brig of the HQ. 21 asks like, "Hey, why are you guys doing this? Like, it's really weird for you to come out of retirement." Winsong explains.
This is where he goes like, "I'll tell you, but you ain't going to like it." Like, I love the delivery of that. Like, you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
The idea is Sphinx was really serious. So when they start, they get these cyanide suicide chips in their head.
Yes.
So if you quit, they can kill you, but they don't only last so long.
Right. The capsule will break apart. We only have about a year left, so this is us, trying to go out like champions. We want to go out like Sphinx.
Yeah. Winsong points out that Hank is wearing the Countess's strength suit. He's like, "Oh yeah, strength suit." And he stands up, rips the door off, and throws it at Tim Meadows.
It's like, I forgot I was wearing a strength suit. Very good.
Very good.
Hank's little kid logic and stuff. So they escape. Hatred and Dean, they're, again, walking across the compound at night. And this is a really sweet scene. I like this quite a bit.
Yeah, I like this too.
Yeah. Hatred is, saying like, "Dean, I can't help you. I can't help you if you don't tell me what's wrong." And Dean, he doesn't know how to say what he's upset about. Remembers like, "Hey, I found out that we're clones. I'm not the original Dean. This is really fucking with me on an existential way." Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Hatred's like, "You're growing up and it's hard. It's supposed to be hard.
Yeah.
But you're up for it because you're, Dean, like you are the best Dean you can be."
Yeah.
Your Dean. Is that almost helps, Uncle Hatred. It's very sweet. Like I like, again, on the record, I like Sergeant Hatred. I like Dean feeling good.
Yeah.
I care and want to protect Dean.
And it's like, yeah, there were many Deans, but I'm me. And also survival of the fittest, baby. If I live, then I'm the best.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
Yeah.
So good little bit here.
Yeah.
They leave the box of explosives at the Sphinx HQ, as you mentioned. The Monarch, we reveal the photo. It's him as a kid playing with Rusty outside the Venture compound with his parents.
Yeah.
And it's fucking with him. Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch is like, "Hey, we got to get out of here." And he's like, "Yeah, what is this?"
Yeah.
She's like, "I admit that's weird, but we got to go."
Yeah. Just more pressing situations. We can talk about this later. This is all this is the first look that we get at his parents. We've never seen them before.
Yeah. That's not true. We did see.
We did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But you would have to, and it does look like the same character. You'd have to be incredible to put that together at this point.
Right.
But I wonder if anyone did it. Like, I wasn't on the message boards at this time. I think I had not fallen off, but I, between seasons had like taken a break because it, the show doesn't come out. I wonder if anyone did it.
Yeah. I don't know. It just, they reuse background characters, so much out of necessity. It would have been weird for somebody to assign a particular importance to that one key party. Yeah.
Yes.
So, so they're getting out of there. Brock and Shirley, they land their jet on the Sphinx mothership and go in there. Hank confronts the Sphinx Commander right as Shirley and takes out Diamond Backdraft. So everybody is kind of getting into the bridge.
Yep. And I do like this little bit. He turns around. He's got Hank on his lap. And he's like, he can't, Hank can't move. The suit was programmed never to hurt its master. And Cobra Commander, Sphinx Commander, thinks that he has Brock, has him where he wants him.
Right.
And Brock's just like, Hank, can you close your eyes? Yeah. I'll close them. And then just crossbows Sphinx Commander in the face, which I like.
And he's like, I can't open them yet, can I? Grizzly. And it's a brutal way to die.
Yeah. But I dig it.
Yeah.
21 is very upset, that he's not Sphinx anymore. Brock gives him a crossbow. It looks better on you and you can be a Wookiee.
Yeah.
A little bit unsatisfying for the end of 21's entire hero arc.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. He's just,
going
to go back to being a third banana, which is weird.
Yep. Yeah. It's a pretty big bummer, I think. And then the end has the Monarch and, Hunter blowing up the Sphinx floating ship and the Sphinx HQ on the ground at the same time. Yeah,
detonating the bombs that were under the compound that were moved over by the warehouse. So Sphinx is gone. Stop asking about Sphinx.
Yeah, basically. Which is kind of a bummer. I liked Sphinx. Okay. I understand them not wanting to do a third location, basically.
Yeah.
Like right now they kind of juggle the Ventures, the Monarchs, and then every once in a while it's like Dr. Orpheus or Pete and Billy get juggled in, not wanting to add 21 to that mix.
Yeah.
I get it. I would have rather had 21 do anything else.
Yeah.
I would have rather had him join OSI. Like, this backslide is a pretty big bummer to me.
It is. Yeah. If they kept him as Sphinx, they would have to like give him other characters to command.
Yep.
Just the show already has a lot of characters. And I think that there's just there's a certain amount of aimlessness. They kind of worked themselves into a corner with 21 and ended up kind of like taking him back to a place that felt safe.
A safer place. I would have loved him just to hang out with Hank. Like, they get along pretty well.
They do.
Have him join the Hank Dermott crew. Have him join Conjectural Technologies. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he likes collectors and shit like that. He would like, has he ever had a scene with where him and Billy geek out?
I don't know.
They like all the same shit.
Yeah, I can't recall.
Yeah. I would have liked anything, like I said, anything other than this. I can't remember the exact episode where he goes back under the Monarch's wing. I'm sure it happens later this season, but there's lots about season 5 I don't remember.
Yeah.
This episode is funnier than I remember it, but again, I don't like how it moves the main plot stuff very much. So, yeah. Next episode, we have one of 2 season highlights. I think between next episode and Bot Meets Bot, we're the two best episodes of the show.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Spanakopita.
Spanakopita.
It's our first real. It's a Rusty focus episode, which is nice. We haven't had one of those in a good minute. And and we get some Augustus St. Cloud and Billy stuff.
Yeah, and it's just Rusty being happy.
Yeah,
the show is aware of it, and it's sweet.
Agreed.
Yeah. Agreed. If you like the show, head on over to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. $5 a month gives you this a week early, and all of our shows that come out a week early, basically. Some shows weird little bunch up things, but you also get bonus shows. And you support us and let us keep doing this.
You do. If you can't do that, we understand, but you can leave ratings or reviews in whatever podcast directory you get us from. And you can tell your friends. If you know people who are getting into the Venture Brothers, pitch us as a companion to help them make sense of everything.
People will probably start doing that as the movie approaches.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, he's kind of like the Venture Brothers, but it never fucking came out. So I'm going to get back into it.
Yeah. Just listen to this. Get ready. Prepare for the movie.
Yeah. With us. We'll figure out when that comes out. Like, we may or may not be done with this show by then. Mm-hmm. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. If we need to bring this back.
If this show ends up taking a hiatus because of that, and then we come back and do the movie, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think the only thing left is go Team Venture.